Hey there, guys. Hello, everybody. Well, sweltering here in the UK. I hope wherever you are, you're having a great week. Thursday, so we're over the hump and about to cruise into Friday. And next week, we have the new moon in Cancer, which will be conjunct Jupiter. And I just want to give you all a heads up on what that can mean for you, what you really need to do. Now, just a little recap. A new moon and the 2 weeks after are a great time for new goals, new initiatives, new mindsets, to kind of refresh your manifesting and to jump on board with anything that's a little bit pioneering. So take initiative. So those 2 weeks always mean you get a boost. The energy of the new moon is very proactive, right? So whatever you initiate during that phase, particularly in the few days after the new moon, which is the 25th of June, is going to have added impetus and a little bit of sprinkling of magical moon power, which is going to be all the more intense because it's conjunct Jupiter, which is a lucky planet. There are lots of planets out there who are a bit iffy, right? Venus and Jupiter are the lucky ones. Not good for dieting, however. I just got to say to you all, if you're thinking of going on a shred, getting rid of a lot of weight or starting a new diet, maybe this isn't the best time. It's a good time to eat more healthy, like more nutritional food or anything like that, but not necessarily a good time for the old diets because Jupiter in Cancer makes you a little bit cravey, so you're much more likely to want to binge and pig out and that sort of thing. So just a little heads up, on my channel I've been having a look, well, I'm going to be having a look, I've done one so far, but I'm going to be looking at crime, true crime, in terms of people's astrological chart and how it may inure them to get involved in certain crimes. So I've done a serial killer, I'm doing another killer that's going to be uploaded today. I thought I'd focus on some of the killers that have been featured in recent true crime documentaries like on Netflix and ITV and whatever, because we'll all have a good feel of what those people are about. So I've done Dennis Nielsen, who is like quite a serious British serial killer, 12 to 15 bodies under the belt. So I've had a look at his chart, and I'm also just looking at the sort of things astrologers would expect to see. And it's not what you would think, actually. Guess what? It's the mutable signs that are most likely to be serial killers. Mars in Gemini being a big indicator. The moon is usually afflicted by Saturn, and very often there are Piscean elements to the chart. Now, guys, would you guess the most uncommon killers or serial killers are the earth signs, right? So you're kind of safer with Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, generally speaking, right? The months in which most serial killers are born are May and November, but they tend to be late May, hence the Gemini, or late November, hence the Sag. So they're just a couple of things that I came across. Now, what a lot of people would expect with the serial killers is for there to be like loads of Mars-Pluto, because Pluto is associated with death, destruction, dark energy, sort of jealousy, resentment. Mars is a little bit violent when they come together, crimes of passion. But you don't actually see that much. Strange. I once heard from a famous astrologer in South Africa that most of the murders in the world are done by Scorpio, and they usually murder Aquarians. Now, I've never seen any stats to back that up, so I don't know where she got that from. But I mean, Scorpio and Aquarius are a bit, they can really get at each other's throats. So I can see that one kind of happening, right? Although in other ways it can be a kind of special connection. So I just want to check out now each star sign going through. I'm sorry how we started Aries. Maybe I should start at Pisces because you guys always get to last, right? And talk about what you can do to best profit from the new moon in June. So I think because I always started Aries, let's start at Pisces, right? And work backwards. So Pisces, what do you need to do during the new moon to capitalize on it? Well, for you, it's particularly potent for career, for leadership, public speaking, and publishing. So if you're wanting to publish blogs, be more active on social media to promote your business, or kind of improve presentation style, or just get out there, perform a bit, and gain a new audience, perfect. It's also a good time to take any role where you play a peacekeeping or advice-giving role. So careers that involve guiding others and teaching others are particularly favorable. It's very auspicious for you Pisces people who are either starting a course or beginning teaching. Right? Brilliant for you. So that's all favored. It's great for job interviews, sending off your resume, anything like that. So Pisces, think career, think destiny, think what changes you want to make. Even if you're not in a career and career isn't a big thing, set yourself a new goal or target so that you can fulfill yourself and gain something important. Okay, so what about Aquarius, right? What is the thing that Aquarius should most do to capitalize on the new moon? Well, For Aquarius, it's networking and being more active on social media, and also exploiting anything cutting edge or brand new. So it's time to get in the know, hear what's going on in the grapevine. And I know Aquarians don't always like networking, right? You're very social, but the networking thing kind of turns you off. But it's really important to get to know new people, reach out to people in your industry and get a conversation going. Because right now you need to find out what's hot, what's not. You need to maybe jump on a bandwagon of something that's new developing. Because for Aquarius now, the key to success is anything that's cutting edge, new, innovative, right? What you also need to do is be more of a leader within your peer group. Take them in a new direction. So you don't have to jump on the bandwagon. You can create the bandwagon if you're an ideas generator. Be a disruptor, because that's what you're really good at as Aquarius. So disrupt the status quo, move things in a whole new direction. Great time for those Aquarians looking to date. You can make a lot new friends right now, and friends of friends could introduce you. You could find new people. So just exploit your social life. And even if you're married, you and your partner should be more social. Get out more, because sometimes being with other people gives you a whole new perspective on your relationship, and friends can actually have a healing benefit on you guys. Okay, let's have a look at Capricorn. What areas do you need to exploit in order to profit from this new moon, right? Which is coming on the 25th of June. Well, for Capricorn, you need to deal with bureaucracy, right? So whether it's any paperwork, dealings with government departments, deal with it now. And if you can make a contact in some sort of bureaucratic enterprise or a big company that you can use to exploit to help expedite a process, or perhaps help you with your business or anything like that, try do it. Contacts matter right now, and contacts in the cogs and wheels of businesses like the personnel department, or just getting to know someone better at your local tax office. So sometimes it's important to have a friend in the know, and that's what you need to look for now. Also important for Capricorn is healing, right? So you need to release any negative energy. So some purging, chakra balancing, also doing things like some acupuncture, acupressure, anything that can help free up energy, free up blockages. So what's so important for you right now is understanding areas of angst in your life and focusing a white, bright, shining light on that area to dissolve that negative energy and dissipate it. It's also a time to be kind to yourself and to take some time off to just do things that replenish and refresh you. So not too much people pleasing, and step back so much from the work thing. Also focus on the hidden side of life. Focus on doing little chores that aren't immediately going to get you recognition, but will serve you well long term, right? So let's have a look at Sagittarius. Great for Sagittarius is competitive sports. Enter competitions, be more active, be more physically active, improve your physical health, perhaps even go for a course of physiotherapy, to a chiropractor. Think of all the things that maybe are niggling in your body, little aches and pains, things that are getting you down or depleting you, and deal with it. Now, while it's not a good time for get thin quick diets or shreds or anything, it is a good time for revolutionizing your attitude to health and nutrition. So research into health, better nutrition, taking on board some supplements, all excellent. But also, revamp yourself, right? Get a new hairstyle, get a few new things for your wardrobe, be a little bit spontaneous, show a new side of yourself to the world and start something new. This is an awesome time for you to just jump out there and start something that's brand spanking new. Okay, let's talk about Scorpio, right? There are two things that are important for Scorpios: money and career. Right, so you need to be thinking of new avenues to exploit opportunities, new ways to make money, and there may be an opportunity for a workplace romance with someone in power. Now, power really turns Scorpio on right now, but so does security. So what you need to be focusing on within the framework of your relationships and your family life is getting rid of things that destabilize your life, people who annoy you, people who frustrate you, or people who are causing trouble. What you need to do is clear the deck and make sure that everything in your life promotes harmony and well-being, because an inner sense of well-being helps you thrive right now. You need to have a keen sense of who you are, your values, what you want, and to focus on those core attributes. This is also a time when Scorpio need to narrow things down. This is not the time to be a jack of all trades, master of none, or to do a scatter approach to things. You need a laser focus and to concentrate energy. You also need to understand your core strengths and the core strengths of your relationships and play to that. So if you are Libra, there are two elements that are important. It's communication and people power. So it's improving the way you relate to people, building bridges with people, both from your past and bridges into your future, and being a mediator in situations. It's so important right now to gather information, hear all sides of the story, and also to fence it. So for Librans, it's okay to play to your indecisive side. Use this time to, like I say, gather information, do your research, and put yourself in as many different situations as possible. An awesome time for Libras if you're taking an exam, if you're doing any group-orientated activity, even any charity, humanitarian work. Throw yourself into things where you organize and coordinate big events. These are going to be successful for your business and for your personal strength as well. In relationships, communicate, but take the high road. Always focus on the future. Don't get stuck in nitty-gritty. The last thing you want to do now is get bogged down in unnecessary details. It's all about, for you, knowing what works, doubling down, capitalizing and moving forward with that. Also, opening up new forms of communication and new ways to contact clients or potential clients, or brand new ways to get in touch with potential partners, right? So new apps, new dating apps, all brilliant for Libra. What do you want to be doing if you are Virgo to capitalize on this energy? Well, it's very important to have an emotional reset, to find your center and your safe space. It's also important to consolidate your energy and not spend a lot of time on pointless people and pointless activities. It's also vital to spend some time alone, and it's particularly by water. It's a great time for some wild swimming, or just sailing. Anything you can do that involves water or water sport is very replenishing. But also things like yoga and meditation are so great for Virgo right now. So if you've been wanting to get into a kind of thing where you explore mindfulness and you do some breathing techniques or anything to calm you down, this is a great time to try that. So think about your well-being, how you can reduce stress, and what else you can do within your home to create an area where you can go to find solace and to explore creativity. Another fantastic thing for Virgo right now, creative writing, whether you're journal writing and as a way of keeping track of your emotions, your empowerment goals and things like that, or if you want to start jotting down notes for a book you'd like to write or some projects you'd like to explore. This is a great time for list making and just getting everything written down so you get into the mindset of processing what you really need to do. Home life should be tranquil. It's not a good time to have too many guests or irritations around the home. Don't take on any major reservations. They can annoy you. Your home should be a place where you chill. Let's have a look at Leo. Now, for Leo, there's again a big theme of physicality, being creative, but being more physically active. So don't be too sedentary. If you're in an office job, make sure there's lots of time on the weekend to get into the great outdoors. Very important. But it's a fantastic time to make a first impression. So whether it's a first date or, take the plunge. If you've been chatting to someone online, this is the time to say, let's meet up in real life. You will make a great impression. It's an awesome time as well to jump into a whole new sphere of life and present yourself. So don't be shy. Go and knock on some doors. Go and chat to some people you've never chatted before. Perhaps start a new social media channel where you grab a new audience. So express yourself, be creative. Think of doing that in a way to meet new people for both business and pleasure. It's also a great time to do your creative hobbies, because Leo love to have something that they can put their personal stamp on. So think of any aspect of your life where you can remodel something, rework it, reimagine it and inspire it, right? And then jump in there and start making some changes. For Cancer, the spheres of life which are most important are relationships with colleagues, work, and money. There can be some romantic attachments with colleagues right now that can develop into something more serious and quite fulfilling. So that can be a good avenue and an interesting avenue to explore for Cancer. It's also about perhaps reaching targets within your work, so you get a promotion. It's about thinking very hard about the way you use your time. Time management, right? Being more efficient is very key. So for Cancer, a great time to spend money on your business. Buy a new asset, a new computer program, perhaps research how to use AI. It's all about cost and efficiency for Cancer. Anything that you can do that's going to rapidly reduce time. Maybe a good time to recruit staff, get an au pair, and you just want to make your daily life work better together so you don't waste time, because lots of money can be made when you find extra time, and you can also will have that extra time to work on stress relief. For Cancer as well, it's cutting out sugar and caffeine right now. You can be quite anti-intense, so pay attention to clean eating, lots of your greens, your fruits, and cutting down on anything that's, all those dark chocolates and caffeines and that can be a little bit hyping. Okay, right, Cancer, we're moving through at speed. What about Gemini? What is most important for Gemini to know? It is definitely relationship communication. Renewing communication, forgiveness, re-inspiring your relationship. So you need to make sure that in your relationship, you have quality time to discuss things that are important now, but also to start thinking of what you want the rest of your year to look like. So it's looking forward, creating some plans. You don't want to be too rigid. It should all be flexible, but you should be with your partner brainstorming and making the relationship feel like it's going somewhere. You really have to address anywhere the relationship feels stuck, boring, or where it's boxing you in. It also may be a good time for you and your partner to go off with some friends so that you have space alone, so that when you come back, you're full of stories, vigor, enthusiasm that you can inject back into the relationship. So in all phases of life, Gemini need flexibility right now. So try and get out of anything right now. Cancel anything that's trapping you. Reduce contact with anyone who's becoming clingy, needy, desperate, or who's dominating your time. Also great for Gemini right now is brand new business partnerships, and also perhaps reaching out to people who you feel are good complements for you business-wise and who you can get advice from. So seeking advice, very important, Gemini. If you're battling with a relationship or money issue, get advice, or health issue, anything like that. Get good advice right now. That is going to set you on the right track. Okay. Let's go for Taurus. What does this mean in terms of Taurus? Very important for investment, debt, and mortgages, right? So you need to pay attention to managing your debt or reducing your debt. It's also a time when it's very important to consolidate and be very savvy financially. You may need to get some more advice on what you can do to make better use of tax savings, maybe even thinking of starting a company, or you might even be thinking of shutting some things that you've been doing down. For Taurus, it's so important right now to say, wait, what's working and what's not? Because what's not working has to go. So no wasting time on things that are a lot of energy but have low return on investment, because there's a very strong theme right now of focusing and capitalizing on the things that are most working for you. It's also very important right now for Taurus to have strong boundaries with other people. You can set these boundaries from next week. Don't let other people constantly make unreasonable demands or guilt trip you into doing more than you should. You need to be able to create an environment in your relationship where your needs are met and you're not constantly compromising. So it's time to make sure there's an adequate give and take in a relationship, and to step away permanently from relationships that are becoming narcissistic. Recognize people who gaslight you, drain you, and who are energy vampires, and use next week to draw a line, block them, move away from them, don't feel guilty. Okay, lastly, Gemini. So what does the new moon in Cancer mean for you? Well, it's great for a few things. It's great for taking the bull by the horns, adventure, being a little bit daring. So you can take some chances, do things you've never done before. This includes dating, starting a brand new relationship, also joining a sports club as a way of meeting new people, and perhaps getting more involved socially. Can be in social goals, political goals. These are great places to meet new potential partners, to have fun. But the whole emphasis for Aries is fun, right? Don't tie yourself down to routine. Don't do things that you hate doing. Don't agree to go to events that you really don't want to do. Look out for, book yourself a festival, book yourself a holiday, even if you don't do the holiday in the 2 weeks of the new moon, book that holiday, plan that event, or start doing something that you know is going to lead to something to look really forward to in a couple of months' time, right? So it's all about your personality, having an uplift, doing something that you know is going to create a little bit of excitement, adventure, something to look forward to. And adventure means doing something that moves you out of a comfort zone again. So think of all the things you used to do that you stopped doing. Why did you stop doing them? Make time for them. We all need to make time for fun because it replenishes the soul and it gives us a little bit of motivation to tackle those things that we don't really like doing, you know, like taxes, bureaucracy, form filling. I mean, we all hate that, especially Aries. So Aries is also as well, sports and outdoors is a big feature. Also doing things with animals in the outdoors and things like hiking that are quite challenging. You love a challenge right now, sort of like mountain bike riding, hiking, climbing, all those sort of things are really good for you. Make sure you breathe, right? And make sure even if you go to a sports event and you scream like mad for your sports team, that's a wonderful release of energy, really good for you. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. It's getting quite hot in here now. I think that's enough for now. I'll chip these all up and put them in shorts so that you'll be able to recap and have another look. That'll probably be tomorrow, a few days' time, or before the new moon, whenever I get time. Take care, everybody.